we go. Here we go. Yours truly, Jesse, here on a Tuesday, January the 7th. And it's that part. It's that part. Sometimes that throws me off because it's a catchphrase and it's the title of What's Up. Excuse me. And the show, it's basically about the things that matter most. And we're talking about news and views. We're talking about information and education. And it's about people, places, and things. The things that matter, the things that you might overlook, you might not have it. I mean, a lot of us, we're running around, we're doing a lot of things there, and you don't get a chance to do a deep dive on anything. Not that we're going to do that right now. Well, we'll save that for the weekend. We might even do a live on the weekend, but you read something or you'll see something or you'll hear something and it'll just make sense. And you'll just say, that part right there, that part. That's what this is. But with that said, we're going to get right to it. The top 10 news stories that matter most for today, at least. And some of it is ongoing. We mentioned it yesterday that the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was going to resign. So he has announced his resignation after nearly a decade in power, following months of governmental paralysis and declining approval ratings there. And this is according to the Financial Times. That's number one on the list. And then we have number two, China's central bank policy overhaul. And as you know, China has a lot of our debt, so we have a very close and intimate relationship, a complicated relationship with them because we act like we don't want to live with them, but we know that we can't live without them. And that's pretty much it, around the world, but especially with our major trade partner there. It's just kind of weird, the dance that we do. We try to hate on them, but at the same time, almost everything that you see in your house or your workplace was made in China. So at any rate, the People's Bank of China plans to shift from quantity-based credit growth targets to a price-based policy in 2025, aiming to enhance economic efficiency and address overcapacity. And that's according to the Financial Times. And one of these days, we're going to do a financial show. We'll probably bring some people in to talk about it more directly. But right now, we're just touching on that because, it matters. It's in the news. It matters. Also, number three, we've got the U.S. corporate bankruptcies surge. Not the individuals. We're talking about, although corporations are considered legally individuals, but we're talking specifically about corporations. In 2024, U.S. corporate bankruptcies reached a 14-year high, indicating significant financial distress among businesses. And that's kind of odd, too, because at the same time, they're making record amount of money in profits, especially the CEOs. So that's really interesting that they're, filing all this bankruptcy. It makes one wonder whether or not that's some kind of business strategy to alleviate debt or something like that. That part right there. Okay, it's that part. Number four, Nvidia's stock hits record high. Nvidia shares soared to an all-time high after CEO Jensen Huang highlighted advancements in AI technologies at CES. That's a big techie convention. It included self-driving cars and robots. And number 5 is a related issue there, in that Uber and Nvidia, they collaborate on autonomous driving. Uber stock rose by 2.5% following the announcement of a partnership with Nvidia to develop AI-powered autonomous driving technology. And that will probably go into all types of vehicles there. I think they're doing something right now with Tesla, but as you heard yesterday, Tesla stock is down. So there's plenty of room to grow there. On to number 6, Tencent added to the U.S. Blacklist. Shares of Tencent Holdings fell 7% after the U.S. Department of Defense designated it as a Chinese military company, subjecting it to potential sanctions. And in another segment, we'll do something on TikTok and what the latest status is right now as far as TikTok goes, whether or not they have China has divested themselves of ownership of the company. I think there's current litigation going on right now, but we've got like 2 weeks before the next administration steps in and sees and sizes it up, I'm sure, to see whether or not there's some interest in there for them, some return on little or no investment, just a grift. But we'll see. So number 7, we've got Formula One's new timekeeping partner, Tag Heuer, has replaced Rolex as Formula One's official timekeeper. And Rolex, they've been with the Formula One for decades, making the first such change in an overall over a decade through. See, I just said that through a 10-year partnership. And let's see here. We've got Luke Litter becoming the world's youngest world darts champion. Who knew? People, I mean, when I was in the Air Force, we did have a dart board in what we call the day room, and when we were on break, it was pretty popular. And I think there's actually an Olympic sport or something like that. At least it appears to be. Let's see here. He's 17 years old, and he won the World Dart Championship, earning 500,000 pounds. Now, I'm not. I can look it up, of course, to see exactly what 500,000 pounds is equivalent to, but I have no idea. And becoming the youngest PDC world champion, and that's according to the Scottish Sun. Now, New York Jets coming in at number 9. They're pursuing the Chiefs' assistant general manager. The Jets has requested an interview with Kansas City Chiefs assistant general manager Mike Borgonzi for their general manager vacancy. That's according to the Arrowhead Pride. And then coming in at number 10, Jack Draper prepares for the Australian Open. The British tennis player Jack Draper, seeded 15th, is set to compete in the Australian Open, aiming to build on his 2024 successes despite recent injury concerns. And so stay informed and stay engaged. And if you like more information on this, that, and the other things that matter, that part right there, you can go to www.itsthatpart.com and you've got it. And so until what? Maybe tomorrow. We might do that. We'll see. Oh, one more item here. There's a significant wildfire known as the Palisades Fire. It's currently affecting the Pacific Palisades area of Los Angeles. The fire began earlier today, and it has grown and just blown up rapidly. About 2,900 acres already has burned. About 30,000 residents have been ordered to evacuate, and the Santa Ana winds, they're just wreaking havoc. And it's supposed to get a lot worse tonight, so stay tuned for that. So with that said, have a good night. Let's go. Oh, now let's go.